Chuck Karstensen back again with a new video series I'm starting that's going to center on this book. It's called The Millionaire From Nazareth. As you might have guessed, it's a book about Jesus. Most people are familiar with Jesus, but what I'm going to cover in this book is something that you probably don't hear in most sermons and in maybe other books, but it's something I think most people need to be aware of. And the reason why I'm sharing this is a couple years ago, I had some financial struggles, and this book and other books similar to this helped me change my mindset. And what I've noticed working with a lot of people in real estate, I get to talk to a lot of people and meet new people, and a lot of times people don't have a strong mindset. They're pessimistic, they are doubtful, fearful. They have some negativity in their mindset which really causes them not to get the results they want, not necessarily just in a real estate transaction, but in life in general. And I've struggled with this, so I can easily relate. But this book and other books have helped me overcome it. And the thing about this book, it talks about Jesus. When you hear Millionaire from Nazareth, you're like, wow, did Jesus have $1 million? You can't quantify the money back then as it is now, but Jesus had interior wealth, as well as exterior wealth. He always had everything he needed wherever he went, but interior wealth. One of the first examples in this book they talk about is one of his first miracles. He was at a wedding, and at the wedding they ran out of wine, and weddings were big celebrations back then in his area, in his time, and running out of wine was not good. And if you ran out of wine at a wedding today, it might not be good either. But Jesus' mom came to him and said, Jesus, what are you going to do about this? And Jesus replied saying, it's not yet my time. But, as it would happen, he did pray about it, and then instructed people what to do. And they filled up some vats full with water, but the water turned into wine. You might think, well, that's just some kind of story. What really happened, we might never know, but the point of the story that this book shares is Jesus took what he had on hand, used it, and it became the results he wanted in that situation. A more prosperous mindset. Most people today have stuff on hand they could use to turn their situation around, but they tend to focus on what they don't have, complain what they don't have, fear what might happen, doubt the little they have will actually work out, and they end up stuck over and over in the same cycle of struggle, depression, hurt, whatever it is. When I look at that story and I look at my life, and there's been a lot of times where I have doubted that what I have is enough. But now I've learned that I don't really need to have anything. Something simple as water can be turned into wine. What is your water right now? What is your basic resource that's pretty much unlimited around you that you could turn into a result that would bring you more good in your situation? I want you to think about that. I've been thinking about that. I look at what I have and say, boy, I've got a lot. I've got a house. I've got a nice comfortable bed, I've got a lot of clothes to wear, and I'm thankful for all these things. I give thanks for these things I have, and then I can look to this, what do I have if I need to generate something more good? What do I have? I have a mindset that I start to develop by reading books like this, The Millionaire From Nazareth. You can find it online. I'm not getting paid for this, but I want to recommend it to you. It's a Catherine Ponder book, so you can look up her name and pick one of her books, and there's several other books. And I'm going to talk about this in a series of videos because every page in this book has a pearl of wisdom that most people I come in contact with probably don't even have a clue and never heard of. And I think it's about time that I start sharing this to help people. And by helping people, another thing that I get out of that water and the wine story is those wine vats were filled up. Like, I've been filling myself up on information like this for the last 2 or 3 years, but I haven't been, going out and sharing it very much. I've tried to keep it to myself, and what happens when you keep things to yourself, the results don't come as well as they do come when you start releasing it and giving. So I thought this is a good way for me. It's about time that I dip in to that and start sharing with other people. So that's why you're going to see a series of videos on this, and I hope it can help you because there's good information, and it helps much more if you find the material for yourself and dig into it yourself and find the truth in this or something similar to it yourself. Because I can tell you about it and make you aware of it, but really It's people dwelling on it, thinking about it, relating to their situation, which can help them. And I know that a lot of people do need help in this current economy, who are struggling with finances, struggling with depression, struggling with some other hurt, that if they're just aware of a new mindset that you can have, that you have resources on hand to make the most out of a situation and bring the good that you desire into your life. If I can make a few people aware of that, I feel pretty good that it's going to help somebody. Chuck Harstenson, Discovery Team at RE/MAX.